on. We got a lovely guest tonight. Star of Better Call Saul, Bob Odenkirk is here tonight. An amazing performer, old friend from back in the Chicago days. Can't wait to talk to him.
Yes, indeed.
But, folks, first off, I hope everybody here understands that we are not news. We, here at The Late Show, watch the news like you do and have a reaction like you do. And my reaction to this weekend is that no one has covered the big story like the team over at CNN. Jim, put up that headline. Executive producer and showrunner of The Late Show, Chris Licht, has been selected as the next president of CNN. That, right there. Good photo. It's a good photo. That is what's called breaking news. Our own Chris Licht, right over there at that podium, is leaving this show to take over CNN. I trained the next president of CNN. So, I believe legally, CNN now stands for the Colbert News Network. Now, obviously, Chris is still under contract, so we're going to have to do this like a baseball trade. If CNN's taking Chris, I'm going to take Wolf Blitzer's beard. Anyone else? John, do you have any plans to take over at MSNBC?
Not till I settle my beef with Rachel Maddow.
That's true.
We got to think.
That's true. Okay,
we
good.
Work out.
We're going to miss all sorts of things about Chris. Chris, we're going to miss your fleece vests, your strange loyalty to the folks at Untuck It. We'll miss your stories of how many billionaires you know. And I personally will miss the frantic, flailing hand gestures when I go 38 minutes with Neil deGrasse Tyson or even mention The Lord of the Rings. And I know that all of us are really going to miss your Air Morocco white boy frat shuffle. But most of all, Chris, if I may call you Chris, most of all, we'll miss your tenacity in the face of opposition. Whether you're going to bat with a network over how many times we can say butt chug on CBS, or insisting that the staff order meatball shop for lunch, whether we like it or not, and for the record, we not. Here's the deal. You can take down his OTS. I'm talking to the man himself right now. You see, Chris was a bit of a stickler for the rules. Right, Chris? You believe in the rules. He always said at our staff parties, have a good time, not a great time. But he's leaving, so screw it. This Christmas, I'm inaugurating the Chris Licht commemorative beer flume. And on a personal note, Chris, 6 years ago, when I met Chris over drinks, he seemed right for the job. But, and this is true, I wasn't sure whether I would like him, if we would become friends. Because we're all show folk here, and Chris is not. But I could tell he was right for the job because even though he came after some pretty prominent positions already, I mean, Scarborough country, he arrived knowing what he didn't know, which was anything about comedy or show business. So he approached the job with a level of humility that is rare in executives. But here's the thing. There are bosses, and then there are leaders. Bosses tell you what to do. Leaders work as hard as you do to do what needs to be done. And that's what you did. And that is why your leadership, that is why he earned the respect of all of us here who live in the clown car. We showed him what we really wanted to do, which is the show that we do now. And he immediately started creating the lines of communication, the lanes of responsibility, and the respectful workplace that makes creative ambition at this speed possible. And I'm happy that CNN will now benefit from all of his wisdom. So, I didn't know whether I'd like him, but 6 years later, I love you. And I love you not for what you did for us, because that will continue. I love you for the man you are, the doting, thoughtful, and loving father and husband to your family, and the dear friend to me for the rest of my life. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. One more thing. Chris had a managerial role on the show, not a creative one, and he respected that line. He rarely weighed in about the content of this show, but there was one character we had on a few times a few years ago, kind of a Kid Rock, Ted Nugent hybrid named Shriekin' Joe, American Dumbass. All of us idiots in comedy really enjoyed Shriekin' Joe. Chris in America, not so much. In fact, Chris showed me the minute-by-minute ratings after the last time Shriekin' Joe was on the show. He pointed out that Joe made the record numbers of people turn away from our show, turn off their TVs mid-broadcast. People scrambled across their ottomans to find the remote to escape what we were offering them. And then Chris asked me, please never, ever have Shriekin' Joe on again, and I said, okay. But he's leaving, so please welcome the new 9 p.m. anchor on CNN and Chris Licht's best friend, Shriekin' Joe.
Hey! Chris, I'm back! All right. Yeah, how's it hanging? All right, how's it hanging, brother? Bongo dongo! Man, that is one sweet new gig. You know you can't spell cunnilingus without CNN.
I cannot, Shriekin' Joe, I cannot tell you how good it feels to see you two together again.
I'm coming with you. I was born for news. This is Shriekin' Joe on location from the Bone Zone. Forecast calls for horny. Hit it, John. Would you ever want to be my beer bro? We could go ride my ATV. We could get high and listen to the Eagles and share a big bucket of hot wings. Dig in there, buddy.
Chris Licht, everybody. We'll be right back with Bob